Hello everybody and welcome back to Vintage Survival. So today I'm hoping to do some work in the orchard, and I've just had to arrange a worker for the sugar beet field, and it's just taking so long. We have 2 sugar beet fields to do, and so far in 2 episodes I've done half of a field, so yeah, it's a big job. Anyway, I have here the trailer and also the flatbed trailer. That trailer is going to be used to transport manure soon. I think they're okay at the moment, but this one here is going to be to transport the fruit to the sell points. Now I don't think these pallets are full, but they're pretty good. 83%, yeah, 83. So I think that is good enough to start the selling process. You bring the crates back here anyway, so it doesn't matter that they're going now. So I'm just going to put these onto here. I guess I should show you the worker. I think actually these trees do store the fruit as well, so during the time when the crates aren't here, it will still keep the produce, and then the moment you put the crate back underneath, it will yeah, fill the crate. Just realised, yes, it's going to change the crop type depending on which tree they go closest to. Really, I should have the trailer positioned out the gate. Back it out of here if I can do. That's better. I've spun round. And yeah, don't know if they changed or not. I don't think they did do. So I can now continue loading. We have pears in this box. Keep away from the other trees. Actually, looking at the way I've done this, I probably should have done them side by side. Anyway, before I continue, let's just take a look at... oh, okay. The worker didn't get very far. Typical. That's going to continue having problems. You silly workers. Make sure it's working. Yep, seems to be. It managed to go up and down, and that's as far as it could go. So I just need to keep an eye on it. Anyway, back to the fruit trees. I'm just going to very quickly off screen pick up the rest of the crates. And here we have the final one, which I've already converted accidentally to pears, so I've put them back to plums again. Gonna have to go this. Oh, now they're cherries. Actually, cherries, yeah, cherries are okay. We have lots of pears and we have a lot of apples, so that will be fine. We also have the fruit boxes on the driveway. I'm going to take those as well. There might not be space for all of them, but there's not really any way of knowing until we get there. As for the honey, that also needs to be done. Oh, and yes, all these are going to be converted instantly if I go down the driveway. So, yeah, that makes it quite tricky. Going to go through here. It looks like we already have loads and loads of... yeah, I suppose it's cherries and apples. Yeah, I don't know how many we have of each one. More cherries here. Yes, okay, so we do have more cherries. It would have been handy to have more plums, but there you go. What I could do is convert some of these upcoming ones into plums. Okay, so that's plums. If I get this one and then put it under here, should convert. Typical. The moment you go and try and make a different fruit type, it doesn't work. There we go. Add that to the pile. Lovely, we have a delicious selection of different fruit. It's looking good. So I just have 3 more to pick up. Okay, so it turns out those final ones are actually empty. They were placed underneath trees which are not fruit trees. But it looks like we have a really nice selection. Let's go and unload them. I don't think there's going to be space for them all, but we'll see. I'm hoping to bring most of them back, and they're going to be sold gradually. But yes, from experience of doing this before, they do seem to sell pretty quickly, so we should have quite a lot of money coming in fairly soon. I doubt I'll get away with just driving close to the building, but I'll try it. Yes, that would have been making it far too easy. So, let's get them pushed off the back. Nice professional driving there at the end. Ah, I think I know what's happened. They still look to all be very full, but so does the stock in here. Yes, I was thinking, oh, it's not going anywhere, but then it's all looking really, really full. Sale of apples. No, there is space for them. No space for cherries, no space for pears, and no space for plums. There's only a capacity of 1,000 litres. Really, we need another farm shop. So yeah, as it says, there is space for a few more of these. Whoop. Expertly delivered once again. And yes, that should have filled the apple crate. Yes, everything's looking really good. I don't know what goes into these two, because as far as I'm aware, the only other thing that can be sold here is honey, and that goes on the shelf here, so don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. What does matter is I have all this and I can't sell it. So where else could there be a farm shop? Because I really don't know. Oh good, the worker is once again doing nothing. You would have thought there'd be enough space there to turn around. Why does it struggle? Well, off it goes again. I could have done this faster myself. There we go. At least I have something to sell later. It's doing something. It's going up and down whilst I'm busy trying to get out of this mess. So yeah, I'm going to go and find a farm shop. Clearly one isn't good enough. But I can definitely get another farm shop, since you're not just going to have one shop in this whole area. It's actually a really big map. We just have so much fruit. Here we go. We have another farm shop, and it looks nice. Obviously it looks identical, but it blends in nicely, and it makes sense. Next to the main road, passing trade. So yes, how is this going to work? Do I just throw it off the back again? I would imagine I'm going to. Or has it already filled the thing? Oh, it's taken some. That one's empty. I've got empty boxes everywhere. Okay. There's another one. It has taken quite a few of these. Looks like we're full of cherries. We certainly have enough cherries. It's empty. Plenty of apples. If you saw somebody delivering like this in real life, you'd think there was something wrong with them. Is that full? Space for a few more pears, but otherwise, yeah, it's full. We do have some more pears. So it looks like it was pretty balanced. Oh, don't do that. It was pretty balanced in the end. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll leave the full ones here and take the empty boxes back. And there we have the last box. So obviously as soon as the other ones are empty, I'll bring them back. And they can go into the trees. I hope they've sorted that for 22. I hate the way that when you're walking, you sort of trip over your own thing and then go flying. You can actually fly miles into the air just by walking into an object, if you're holding it. Oh, and actually I did see a good suggestion in the previous episode, to just flatten this grass a bit around the beehive. That way it's easier to see when you dispense some of the honeycombs. Where is my farm? Whoa, look at that. I've never seen that before. I think that's the mapper's name. Nice. So yes, we are over here. Somewhere. In here. Whoop. We're in the trees. Yeah, I'm not going to put gravel down. Just going to put in a forest texture. Oh, I didn't. That must be the wrong one. That's putting in brush. That one will do. Because you know when you dispense a honeycomb, you can't really see it. If it puts it in the long grass, that should be good enough. I can't move it any further to the left. Too many trees and stuff. But yeah, that's good. In fact, I could even demonstrate it. There we go. Easy to see. So yeah, they need to go over there. Need to put it into our separator, the honey separator, which is probably almost full. Let's see here. Yes. And yes, again, I've got too many things too close to it because you can't dispense the empty honeycombs. Try it again. There we go. So it's taken one out, which means I can put one in. It has continued. Where's my bucket? There it is. Take some honey out. And the honey goes into there, but we need to get some more of those empty jars. I've got one more. One more honey box. There we go. Pop that onto the side. But yeah, it is definitely a continuous job. That needs to go back into the hive. We then have some empty ones here. Go and get me the full one, which I hurl over the hedge. I don't think you're supposed to do that with full honeycombs. Empty it again. And put a full one in. So yeah, we'll leave it for that, like that for now. Actually, they can go into the tractor because we can take the whole lot round at some point in the future. But there's a bit of work done there. We actually have all this honey to sell. I should have taken it. But anyway, yes, let's go back over to the sugar beet field and see the worker, which will have stopped. Yes, it has. I've been missing the error messages, the notifications. It's done a bit. Okay, I'm going to do this myself. We'll just finish it. Should be able to do this without any issues. The good thing about a worker, though, is it knows not to miss nothing. I don't know exactly where to travel. Okay, so it's almost finished, and I'm not actually going to be putting this into a trailer straight away. I'm just going to make a good big pile somewhere at the top of the field, and then I can sell it at a later date. I've had some good suggestions as to what trailer to get to transport it, because obviously our other one isn't big enough. So much bulky sugar beet to transport. And yeah, it was actually an old truck, an old lorry. That's what was requested the most, so I'm going to go with that. But I'm not going to buy it today, partly because I don't know how much it costs, but secondly because we don't have loads of money, and really regardless of the price, I don't want to spend any more today. I would prefer to be above £50,000, so yes, next time we may well be doing that. But the other thing is we have another field to do, so maybe it's worth harvesting both fields before we sell anything else. Especially if we can catch the price at its best and then sell everything in one go. That would be really good. Okay, so I just have the sugar beet on the other side of the field. Just over there. The workers missed it. I'll get that done. And yes, field number 9, which is our other beet field, hasn't been topped yet, so that needs topping at some point. I think probably I'll top it in the next episode. And it'd be good to have a worker harvesting it, but I just don't know if it's going to work. Okay, there we go. Finished. So that's less than half the field. I have already sold a substantial amount. Oh look, there's a bit more over here. So it's going to be a relatively simple task of just driving up and down the field. It'd be nice actually if I don't put it into the field, if I don't put the pile in the field, because then I can put another crop in easily. But then we have the issue of where do we put it? How far out do we own here? We own to the track. So technically I could put it there. I think maybe in this top corner. If I just put a dirt... Oh, we're still over here. Put a dirt texture in the corner. That should make it easier. If we continue this round... I'll see how much I can fit there. The fact that it's allowing me to do this is promising, because it means that we do own it. I prefer not to cut into the field. So there we go. Let's get the first bucket load. It's a pretty decent bucket, but it's still going to be plenty of loads. We still have some sugar beet from the previous time we were doing this. I also think it works better going uphill, because if you're doing it going downhill, the bucket tends to lift up off the ground and it misses bits and it's just not as neat. So that is better. Okay, so can I put it here? I hope so. I can. Brilliant. Let's see how big we can make the pile. Yes, the only disadvantage of going downhill is I've got to go all the way to the other side to get the next bucket load. But I guess that would be true if I was starting at the top as well. Oh, it still came off the ground. Right, bucket load number 2. This is obviously going to look much better as a time lapse. See how far I can go that way. Yep, that's fine. That's going to be good. I really wouldn't be surprised if some of it does come into the field, but that doesn't really matter too much, just as long as the majority, or as much as possible, is out of the field. Yeah, it's filling up fast. Impressive. Very impressive. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take too long to move. Not as long as the previous load, because that was a much bigger area. We can start working this way again. Brilliant. Right, let's see what it looks like. Yes, that's right. If you go downhill, it digs in. If you go uphill, it lifts up. And obviously lifting up is much better because you don't want to be digging up the ground. Or in this case, with Farming Simulator, you just go flying. You start bouncing. But that is a good looking pile. It is completely out of the field. One thing to bear in mind though is I think if I was to cultivate next to it, it might damage the pile. Certainly using terrain editing, that would do. Landscaping. that would delete it. I don't know if cultivating would or not. It might not do. But yes, anyway, the point is it's completely out of the field, which is perfect. That could not have been better. So I just have a few final bits to pick up here. Oh no, it bounces. Okay, so you can dig in either way, which is no surprise. It just seems easier to dig in going downhill. It looks like we might have another full bucket load here. And to finish off with, I'm going to take the topping tractor over to fill number 9, ready to do the topping. There we go. So not quite another full bucket load, but 88%, not bad. So yeah, the next crop can go in there as soon as possible, and that will be the final crop. There definitely won't be another crop after that. In fact, it's cutting it pretty fine. Putting another crop in now. So we will see. Anyway, yes, just put that in. Lower the bucket down. Jump onto the fantastic 135 over here. And we'll take the topper to fill number 9. I'm going to go the scenic route. Although actually both routes are scenic, but the different scenic route. I just need to remember how I got there. How did I get onto it? Maybe it was round here. So, not actually through my own land. Right, okay, and from here I must have found a track. Here, this is it. Yes, this will lead into the forest, and it will bring us to our own field again. Here we go. And there's no better way to travel than on the 135. Yes, it's a very nice map. I'm amazed about how good it is. It is absolutely fantastic. And the time which I've played on this map really does go to show how much I like it. It's fantastic. Started at the beginning of January. Incredible. Okay, so fill number 9 is just here. Here we go. I don't know if it's a bigger field. I think it probably is actually. But yeah, we'll be doing the topping next time. I'll just get to the other side of the field. Bit of a demonstration. It's a good setup. I'm just so pleased that we've managed to do sugar beet on a small scale in Vintage Survival, because before this there was only really the big modern stuff, which obviously I can't do on this particular series. So there we go everybody, thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.